This is More Than Reality podcast, where we dive into all things faith, family, and marriage and share that there is so much more than the reality that you see on the surface. Welcome to More Than Reality with Adam and Danielle Busby.
Hello, hello. Welcome to More Than Reality podcast. What?
For a split second, I was like trying to stare at the camera and make sure it was recording. I didn't.
It's red over there.
I hope so. Yeah. Trust me, that's like what keeps me up at night sometimes. Like stupid fears like that.
Anyway, we are here, episode 54, I believe.
Yep, it's episode 54 of More Than Reality podcast. And we actually have kids at home today. Today's like the first day of like fall break.
Yeah, it's something new that they've kind of like thrown into the school schedule. So it's kind of a new, I know we're in a new school district, but it's actually like just even in our old school district. But we now have a fall break, which is kind of really weird. I don't even know why or
what's the purpose of fall break.
How that really
But we have kids at home till like Tuesday or something.
We have like 4 days off along with the weekend.
For kind of no reason. And I think it's a little strange.
Yeah, because I don't know how it really affects like getting out of school.
I would rather have like a longer like Thanksgiving or Christmas break. Like why don't we have to just throw this like pretty much week break at the beginning of October for no apparent reason?
Well, it's kind of like mid-October, but...
in the middle of October.
Yeah, but I mean, they're enjoying it. It just is kind of a stressful week to just like have kids at home because we have After the Rain like at the end of this week, and that's my first like live women's event, and it just is a lot to like the very end of like wrapping up things and getting all the nitty-gritty things and
on the home stretch, and then there's just so much like little things that pop up.
So it's like hard to have them all at home, and it's like you want to do something fun with them, but it's like, hey, come help with this and help with that, and put these stickers on here. And
of course, if you are coming to After the Rain, which is tomorrow, the Quints are down there putting the stickers on the journals that they're going to be passing out. So
then I am very upset because when I was ordering things, I didn't, I ordered them, and what I ordered, it was what I wanted. And then I didn't like open the box and look at things right when I got them. And so when we started opening them and they were putting stickers on them, I'm like, wow, this is not what I ordered. So yay. So half of the books and all the things are not correct. But talk about like,
not everything can be perfect.
But what's even more fun is my 30-day devotional that I wrote, like that was going in the VIP bags and stuff, and like time crunch on the day of
they're supposed to be getting delivered the day of. That's stressful.
I like called and I'm like, you got to push these through. Like, can I please have them the day before? Please. Just to they need to be in these bags. So, I love running under high levels of stress. I don't love it. I just do better running under stress. What did Ben say the other day? I think you're ADHD or ADD or what did he say?
You're more focused under stress.
Yeah. So
stress heightens your focus.
Yeah.
Which I think that probably, I don't know. Because I feel like that is me too. Like whenever I'm super stressed, like I will just bang stuff out because I'm extra stressed about getting stuff done. I don't know. It may not be everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I'm also just
I work like that.
Scheduler doer. So I can get stuff done, but when I'm on a crunch time and under stress, I'm just like, I'm like more powerhouse. I feel like I have more energy. I can stay awake for a really long time. And like, I don't know, I can be tired all day, but then when it's like nighttime, it's like I can stay up till 3 a.m. like just doing work. It's weird. I can be tired tired, but anyway, so speaking of Ben, we should probably get a shout out to Good Ranchers because we love our Good Ranchers and we love that they support our podcast.
Shout out to Ben. Thank you, Good Ranchers, for sponsoring this episode. We're actually going to be talking about a cool initiative that Good Ranchers is doing right now through Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about it a little bit later in the podcast, but it's something that you can do
with your family,
on social, with your family and stuff like that, and actually win something every week up until Thanksgiving. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. And we actually love our Good Ranchers. It's 100% born, raised, harvested American meat delivered to your door. You can go to goodranchers.com, and if you go to the website, you order anything on the website, you can enter the code Busby for $40 off your subscription. Plus, you'll get a free meat for the life of your subscription. So it'll give you a little, whenever you sign up and subscribe, it'll give you an option. Hey, you can select from these specific cuts of meat, and it'll be added into your box, value add, for free for the life of your subscription. So go to goodranchers.com, American meat delivered.
Yep. Thank you, Good Ranchers.
Yeah, this week is just, it's like that. It's like the meat grinder. It's just a lot of stuff going on.
Pun intended after talking about Good Ranchers.
Yeah. Pun intended, actually.
Whatever.
We not only do we have After the Rain, we're in the home stretch of that.
Oh my gosh, yes.
It'll be a super cool event tomorrow, right here in the Houston area.
God is on the move.
If you find, if you're listening to this and you're not doing anything tomorrow and you're in the Houston area or near the Houston area, you can still jump on the website. I would assume you can still jump on the website and register and come.
You just have to have a ticket to come in.
Yeah.
And if you are literally listening to this last minute and you decide you want to come, I'm going to give you a code right now, and I just want you to be there. We do have limited space, limited seating, and so we are almost at capacity for the space that we have here. We did have a different size venue with larger capacity, but I have changed a lot. Wasn't me.
It is you.
It was me. Anyways, we have limited seating, and honestly, I think I have like 24 seats. It's either 14 or 24 seats left, so it's really not that many. It's really not that many. So I don't even know if I should say something.
Oh.
But
first 24 that get in, you get in.
Well, you still have to have a ticket because the rule is, listen, Aunt Lily is in charge of the ticket doors.
Oh,
with the volunteers and stuff. We'll be there and getting the ticket, people in. But she's a boss, and she's like me, but I put her over that. I was like, hey, Lily, I know you're going to be the boss lady over that. She's a good spot for that.
Put the right sister in charge.
Yeah. So you ain't getting in if you don't have a ticket. Even if it was for free or whatever, you're not getting in without a ticket. So you need a ticket. But if you are lucky and you can get one of those 24 tickets, just you can hit our Facebook page, the Heart of Her Facebook page or Instagram page, and you can go find the link for the tickets, but use a code. It's called FREEGA, which is free general admission. Don't tell nobody because there's only 24 tickets left for that.
It's a secret. Don't tell no one.
But I would love for those 24 tickets to really get utilized. And if you can use those tickets, I would love to fill the space. And I really do. Yes, it's very stressful at the end of like planning an event and all that stuff, which I really love. And I really do miss that. What I used to do like in the corporate world. And I really am missing my boutique, honestly, with all this planning and just like being in a world of just like doing things. I've really been missing it. And just kind of like in that space of just like, getting stuff, just doing things.
Yeah.
Like outside, I've kind of cried about it a couple of times, like secretly. But I don't know. I really am just like, have big dreams and big hopes, and I know God is going to move, and I have already heard of certain people that I know that are coming to this event that I am just in wow that they are coming to this event, and just the speakers that are going to be speaking, and even just myself with these ladies that are coming. I'm just like jaw dropping. I cannot believe they're going to be here. That one speaker's testimony and story that she's going to share is going to speak directly to that person. I cannot believe that they're coming, like jaw dropping. So, expecting for God to move tremendously, and we're going to have amazing singers. It's just going to be so good.
Yeah.
It's a secret.
So, I mean, honestly,
So
you mentioned the boutique. So the last few episodes, or a couple episodes, we've kind of been answering a lot of questions that people have wrote in, and there was like 2 that stood out that we haven't really like talked about yet. I mean, one of them, it's still, obviously things are still kind of, well, not obviously to y'all, obviously to us, but things are still out there lingering. And it was about like the boutique that she mentioned. We do, honestly, we want to give a big shout out to our real estate attorney, Chris Matulis, with Matulis Law Firm here in Houston, Texas. I think they operate out of Texas, Louisiana, and a few other states. So if you ever need someone,
from the very beginning, this guy has been on point.
Yeah.
And just like,
and gave us so much confidence, and like everything that we need to do, everything that we were submitting, he's like, man, it's pretty cut and dry, like in your favor. And he's a go-getter.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's great to have this guy on our side.
We did work with someone prior to that, and he knows this, and we were just like, this isn't working for us. We need someone who's got like fire.
Yeah.
Like that can meet my energy, that like, me, if you listen to this or like know me on my stories, that I'm like on Instagram stories, where like sometimes like I like to fight, and like this guy like wants to fight with me at times, and so I felt that from the very beginning, and I feel like he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's saying. He puts his words where and
he's a former baseball player for LSU, which was cool.
So that was like, Adam's like, done.
It's like, oh, this is a
it's
God
like family.
thing.
This is family.
So,
but yes, Chris has been amazing. So if you are definitely in the look for some type of real estate attorney, he is fabulous. So definitely, Adam, you put a link or something in the notes down.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's like there's a few things like still lingering out there that we're just kind of like waiting and see. Like,
it's a process. Nothing's easy when you get into legal terms.
Yeah, we're in a very good place as far as like if there's any kind of rebuttal or if there's any kind of further step, like we're already like multiple steps ahead of that and just waiting. And so like we have very much so like peace of mind with it, that like we're covered no matter what, but it's still kind of things are still like up in the air a little bit. But
he's been a very good source and helpful assistant, and just a very big blessing to the situation that we've been put in when it came to like leaving the space and the landlord and all that stuff. So thank you, Chris, tremendously. So
and another thing is
that's what you were getting at with the stress of this Friday is tomorrow is after the rain, but also basically after the rain, we're like crunch time on.
Which I've been praying and praying and praying about the weather to cool off. Oh my gosh,
I didn't even think about,
because
it's nice. I just don't want it to rain.
Well, it's been nice in the mornings and in the evenings. Middle of the day, still getting pretty dang hot. We sold our house. We're going to close on it next week. And so we
Yay!
have some remaining stuff that we just left in like the, left in the attics, left in the garage, stuff that's like still there. Like the garage is full, which stresses me out a little bit.
It's actually not that full.
It's full. I was there last week or this week. Actually.
No, babe, it's
full.
not as full as you think it is.
Babe, I was there like 2 days ago and I walked in there. It's
but
full.
all your tools and stuff are out, and
Yeah, the big heavy stuff. But and
I think it looks fine.
The big golf cart takes up a lot of the space too, though. But we
half the stuff that's in the attic is just going to donate, like especially the stuff in the garage attic. But basically, we have to get all that stuff out literally this weekend.
Yeah, like the day before next week's podcast goes out, we're closing on the house, and I don't know. It's kind of weird because like I have like a big video shoot the day of, so I'm having to give Danielle power of attorney so that she can go there and actually close it, or we'll have to push it a whole nother week. And we're like, no, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's get it done. Like, no sense in
But you don't know that we've done that with prior other things before, and you just don't remember.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels weird to give your wife power of attorney over you for, I don't know. It feels like something you'd do when you die. I don't know. I don't know. Just like the term, every time I hear the term power of attorney, I think of it like when someone's on their deathbed. So I'm like, I'm fine, but I'm just not going to be there. I'm going to be in the woodlands.
You had to do it before when you were in Dallas for something, and we had to sign something. And
yeah, that's true.
I don't remember what it was for. It was something, but you had to sign some papers, and then we had to get someone to like transport them down here.
We're always on the go, or I'm always on the go, and so
anyway,
can never make schedules work out. But.
So I was wanting to do something like fun because it's like fall break and like trying to do something fun with the kids, but it's like
it falls right on. It just was like a big women's conference, and then prepping for selling our house and trying to get everything, the remaining stuff out of the house and stuff like that. At least
it's a weekend. Like maybe I'll try to find play dates with the girls, like old friends.
Oh, they're gonna love it because they'll probably get to go just play with friends while we're at least let them slaving away.
Let them go swim at the house or whatever, if anything, while we're loading up stuff in the garage.
So I gotta rent like a big truck and.
So we have a busy, fun couple days, and it's going to be very argumentative between us, I'm sure.
Because it's like stress levels are to the max right now with just normal life, and the kids are home, so that makes things a little bit more like unknown and stressful, and because you're trying to like juggle everything with the kids home, and then a big event's going on, and then just trying to wrap things up with the house.
The kids have actually been fine. It's mostly me and you. Because we're both just so different minded, and like it's just easy to like get on each other's nerves.
Well, because things just don't stop, and we have like a set routine every week, and then whenever things get thrown into it and piled onto the top of our normal routine, it just causes friction and chaos, and
it causes
neither one of us really like chaos, and so it just
I would rebuttal.
I don't. It stresses me out.
Exactly. I get
grumpy.
Exactly. Thank you for admitting that on the podcast instead of to my face about 5 minutes ago. Look, guys, I think dresses are fun because they're kind of like blankets, if you're watching this.
It's not a bubble cuddle blanket, though.
It's not a bubble cuddle blanket.
All right, so we're going to take a little break for our sponsors for today. And the first one that we want to highlight is Good Ranchers. And they're doing a really cool thing right now because I feel like just things are just crazy nowadays, I feel like. And the core of like what matters most to everybody has kind of taken a little bit of a backseat. And so they're running this whole campaign called Back to the Table. And what they're doing right now, they're just trying to get families back to intentional time together around the table. Actually, not even just families, friends, just neighbors. They're running a cool campaign right now that's talking about just bringing people back to the table. And you can actually, every Thursday from now until Thanksgiving, you can go on and post a photo of what back to the table looks like for you, and hashtag it back to the tables, tag Good Ranchers, and it will put you in the running to win. Every single week we'll be giving away a free ham, spiral cut ham, and it is absolutely amazing. And so
for Thanksgiving it'll be great on your table.
Yeah. Good Ranchers makes things easy because it's an easy decision to go with Good Ranchers. We put America first. Everything is born, raised, harvested, all in America. There's no like shady labeling or anything on their packaging. It's all 100% peace of mind. It's coming from the U.S. There's no additives. What is in the meat is only meat. So you can use the code Busby at checkout and you'll get $40 off plus free meat for the life of your subscription.
Yeah, so this fall, let's challenge each other. Let's challenge our family to really get back to the table. I mean, this is where laughter, conversation, and connection really begins, and really you can start a real connection with your family. And whether that family means your next door neighbors or with your kids, whoever that is, just invite people to your table to share a meal together. Join up and tag yourselves and tag your tables and get that free ham, because you don't want to miss that spiral cut ham. So be sure to tag Good Ranchers in your post and hashtag back to the table. So of course, go to goodranchers.com and use code Busby and get that $40 off.
Yeah. So thank you, Good Ranchers. Goodranchers.com. American meat delivered.
But that would be amazing right now. I know it's freezing up here.
Well, I cranked the AC down whenever, like 30 minutes before we're about to record, because whenever
the girls are like, it's freezing up here. I'm like, I know. Now I was like, it's got to be.
It's got to be, because the second I kick all these lights on, it's going to warm up in the room.
Yeah. Anyway, so it's very, I feel like a lot less will change after Friday, but you know, I'm trying not to stress out about things, because I know that's what, in the spiritual warfare world, that's what the enemy wants to do. He just wants to cause friction and fights. And I'm like, nope, you're not gonna turn my head that way.
Get behind me, Satan.
Not today, Satan. But it is a lot, but it's all exciting thing. It's all like phases. You know, this After the Rain has been something that has God placed in my heart literally last year, and there has been a couple of times that I've been like, should I postpone this? Should I call this off? Like literally, and I've been like, had to go back like and get into scripture and like read my journal and like emphasize why I'm doing this and why I even had this planted in my head and my heart. And I'm like, nope, God called me this, and he told me October 2025. And so I'm like, I got to do it. It's not falling at the best of times, but this is it. This is when we're doing it. And, you know, so I'm trusting in that, and I'm believing that this is when it's supposed to be. And why now? Why October 2025? I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. And there's been a lot of things that have, you know, come in the mix that have changed drastically since last year around this season until now, you know, that I didn't know were going to happen whenever this was planted in my heart, you know. And so whatever God is doing, I know it's for good. And I'm going to keep telling myself that. And then right after it, it's like a blessing that we sold our house fairly quick, which is something that we have been praying for and something that we want to do, and it's what we need to do. And I think with update on that situation is that, no, we're not like going to jump into buying a house. Like we really just want to just feel settled for a hot second, because we still are like, since we've moved into this,
like paying 2 mortgages for the last
3-4 months, however long we've been in here.
It's just like lighting money on fire.
Yeah. So,
and how what annoys the crap out of me is literally, we have not been in the other house. Obviously, we had to keep all the utilities on and stuff like that while you're showing and everything. But why have our utilities been
I have no idea. The utilities at the other house,
the electricity bill
in the air has been turned up max, like 76, and the house feels fine.
Yeah.
Because there's nobody in there, there's no furniture, whatever. And the bill is still outrageous.
I don't know, it may be like kind of averaged out. I don't know how. Maybe
We were still in there in most of July, and that bill was still.
Maybe that's something that the power company does. They kind of like average out your stuff and like spread the load. But like, man, you'd think we'd see like a huge difference because like no one's in the house. Like our house normally runs like a business, and so like we're in the house 24/7 pretty much because like we both work out of the house, and so keep the air down, and all this stuff, and like nobody's been in there, and I feel like we're getting the electricity bill for this house and our other house in Lake City, and like, man,
you'd think that it would be different over there, and it really hadn't changed much.
I mean, it changed.
It changed a little bit, but not.
It changed hundreds of dollars, but still, like in the whole scheme of things, I thought it would be like
way less,
almost nothing.
Yeah. Well, not yeah.
I guess it
didn't change enough to make me think, oh, that's nice.
So it just makes me wonder. Okay, the three big things that we're contributing to the electricity bill
kind of be
are
like
still
a pay raise.
in the house running right now.
Yeah.
Like the huge built-in refrigerator, the air conditioner, and the pool obviously are all still been running. So
yeah, that's true.
I guess that's just how much it cost. Didn't realize that. It didn't really make a huge difference for us actually being in there.
But we actually feel like we just want to like feel settled for a hot minute, which means like we kind of just want to get through the holidays, and then kind of really just start looking maybe like January. We'll keep our eyes open if something like really comes up, but we just like want to like
get settled
have a
in this
moment
house,
and just
really.
like breathe, because we feel like we haven't even really settled in here, because we have been having to do a lot of back and forth, and though our stuff has moved out and everything, it's still been a lot of back and forth, and just still dealing with that house and having to clean that house out, and still trying to get it ready to sell and all the things. But once we're officially closed on that house and it's no longer ours and everything's out and we're literally just in here, I mean, there's still like, we still don't, like the kids still don't even have curtains in their room. It's like they still have.
And their bikes are all still at.
Yeah.
They were asking me
and their
last
clothes
week,
are like still on the
Dad,
floor in the closet.
When you go to the other house, can you bring our bikes back? Kind of outgrown them. Maybe that's what they'll get for Christmas.
Yeah, they actually are outgrown those bikes, which is sad. But, so it's like we just want to like take a hot minute and just like feel settled.
Yeah.
And
just to let interest rates and everything go down.
Yeah, and that would be nice too. So, yeah, we probably won't get serious until like after the new year. Just really start looking now. If something like miraculously comes up and it's like, holy cow, that's perfect and blah, 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 which I doubt it, we might, take advantage of that. But the goal would be like after 2026, like starts. So
I'm gonna throw all the money in high risk investments and try to double it before we buy a new house.
Please, Lord, no. Talk about one who doesn't like to be under stress and change. Like, that's exactly what you need to be doing.
10 times a day, I'm like checking the stock market.
That would be like you staying on.
I'm going to start day trading.
Like Fox News and all the news channels.
No, that stresses me out.
I know. Like, could you imagine being like a day trader? Like, we would have no life. I would not be able to talk to you or like visually see you, because you'd be yelling all the time at the TVs and your phone.
When companies aren't doing well. No. Sell.
Could not. Thank you to Cozy Earth for sponsoring this podcast. Cozy Earth's mission is to transform your 5 to 9, the time that matters most, into the most comfortable part of your day.
Yeah, that's 5 p.m. to 9 a.m., FYI, for all of you listening.
Yeah, so the time you go to bed and to...
Not while you're working.
If only, right? So we love our Cozy Earth products, especially their bamboo sheets. They are made from the viscose, from the bamboo, which help transform the heat when you're sleeping and help you stay nice and cool. Breathable sheets, and just really help you sleep well at night. They also have amazing bubble cuddle blanket, which is perfect timing right now because guess what, y'all? It's fall, y'all. So we love Busby Family Movie Night. We usually do them on the weekends, but now we are on fall break, so we can crank out Family Movie Night tonight if we want to, because we are out on break and no school. So we're going to watch a Halloween movie, break out our Cozy Earth bubble cuddle blanket, which is not only cozy, it's actually a cute, stylish blanket too that you can just throw on the couch for looks. You can check out cozyearth.com and get a code that Adam's going to tell us about.
Yeah, but you also get a 100-night sleep trial with your sheets. And you also have a 10-year warranty on your Cozy Earth sheets. So, it's just peace of mind for what you're buying. You want to spend, your money where you spend the most time, which is in bed. And so make it comfortable, make it cozy. You can use our code. You can go to cozyearth.com, use the code MORETHAN for 20% off. If you get a post-purchase survey, let them know that you heard it from the Busbys.
Yeah.
From the More Than Reality podcast. So, because home isn't just where you are, it's how you feel. Let's go home with Cozy Earth. Thank you, Cozy Earth, for sponsoring this podcast. Anyway, so that's a update on everything. I guess we might as well just finish updating life. Like, what else is updating? I mean, the kids are doing, adjusted to school. I would say, I've had a lot of parents even kind of been emailing or messaging stuff about just, schooling and things. Since we're just kind of doing life updates, might as well finish talking about school update and stuff. Blake's been adjusting in high school fine and is really enjoying the high school here, and really no kind of complaints. She's kind of had to from the first 9 weeks of school, she was in one super advanced chemistry class. And
that no freshman ever take.
Yeah, just because of her transcript coming over, that's what they said she recommend her taking.
The counselor looked at Blake's transcript and he's like,
Was it she?
It was a woman. She's like, which was weird because I think whenever we went to the mandatory parent meeting, there was a man up there. That's why I always think it's a he, because there was
multiple.
There was one male counselor, and he was assigned to each counselor is assigned to A through
letters
D or E or whatever, and then the next one picks up.
She was the registrar,
and it was a man, and so I just keep whenever I think of Blake's counselor, I think of that guy. And you always talk about a female. And
that was a counselor.
I'm confused.
That was her registrar, whatever, who helped her with the schedule and registering and picking her classes.
But she saw Blake's transcript and she was like, "Well, she's a really good student. I think she could possibly take this on." And we did
agree to try it. And if it was too much, she was the only freshman in that class. It was either sophomores, juniors, in that class, and it was a lot. It was very hard. She didn't understand. It was a over advanced chemistry class.
But I also feel like the teacher kind of almost took it as a badge of honor that no, only juniors and seniors take this class.
And juniors. Yeah, we didn't like the teacher anyway.
And so
after that,
maybe this isn't the best fit for Blayke, and she's been doing way better.
Yeah. So the big challenge going from one school district and then starting even just high school is the learning to study, because they just don't teach that anymore. They don't give kids homework anymore, really. And she's never been someone who's ever really had to study. And so I would say that's really where the challenge sits these days of you have to study now. You have a lot of work these days. It's a lot more amplified. It's it's just, you're not just going to class and the teaching's different. They're really giving you things that you might have to finish at. Like, it's more work. And so that's something that's kind of new for her, where she's like, wait, I have to actually study. Like, how do you study? And that's so strange, because we were studying and taking tests. Not that they weren't taking tests, but she never had to do that. They never had to. They would get multiple options. Like, oh, if you had a B and you wanted to try for an A, like, you could take it 3 more times. Like, that's just weird. Like, we never had that.
Yeah.
They're lucky to be able to get to do that. But other than that, she's, still doing tennis and everything. And she started going to Young Life, and we've really been happy with that and enjoying that for her. And it's kind of like Young Life is basically like a Christian youth group, but it's not
sanctioned by the school. It's just kind of
or
like
sanctioned by a church.
Yeah, it's not. It's actually sanctioned by the Young Life organization.
It's an organization, but it's like youth group at a church, but it's not sanctioned by a church.
Yeah,
it's its own organization.
Kind of take it over.
Yeah, and it's a really tons of kids, and she's enjoying that a lot.
Yeah, it was super cool. Like, I think it was one of the very first weeks I went and dropped her off, and obviously Blayke, being the new kid on the block, she's like texting, friends that she's met on tennis team or whatever, just to make sure that kids are going to be there that she knows before she just jumps into something completely new with, literally like the first week, it was like 300 plus kids there at Young Life, which was crazy to see that, which was super cool. And then after I came and picked her up, and then all the kids, whenever they leave Young Life, they converge on Sonic Drive-In in like the heart of Friendswood. And it was like the craziest thing. It was like, looked like something you'd see in freaking Fast and the Furious movie of all the.
Oh, I was thinking like Grease.
Or Grease, like old, like a diner or whatever. And, all these cars just like flood in. Kids are just piling out of cars and just hanging out in the parking lot. And I'm like sitting in the car, obviously, because Blayke can't drive. So I'm like just kind of trying to lay low and just like sit in the car, wait for her and let her just hang out with friends. And I'm like hearing like all this music and stuff. And so like I just kind of roll down the window. I'm like, man, the kids are just like dancing and like blaring like Christian music out, in downtown Friendswood and stuff. I'm like, man, this is actually super cool. Like that. There's this huge group of kids that are, like-minded and, love Jesus and stuff. And they're all just kind of in solidarity there and just like hanging out. And, it was super cool to see. And it's like super encouraging for a parent to like witness that. And like, man, like she's surrounding herself with like really good kids that like want to do good and stuff like that. And that's just like, honestly, that's been like confirmation, like little God winks of like just confirmation of like why, like I want you here in this like smaller, close-knit community. There's just more of that. I remember whenever we first moved here, it was like before school started, like the week before school started. And, I was going to Good Rancher's office for a meeting, and there's like a Starbucks right in front of Good Rancher's. And I just popped into Starbucks before I went over there. I was a little early. And I walk in, and there was like literally like 4 groups of kids in Starbucks all having like Bible studies. And I'm like, man, this is super cool. I never saw this in Lake City. And, I was just like, man, like.
I see it every once in a while, but it was definitely very rare.
No, to the point of like 4 groups of people.
Yeah. You're like, everybody here is doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely see it more, well, given the town is a lot smaller, so it's easier to see that. But you go to Summer Moon, you go to Starbucks, and you definitely see that. Like, you see it very much more open, and people are more comfortable exposing that. They are not scared to like show that they're reading their Bible or that they're having a Bible study like in the public, and I love that too. So that's one thing that we definitely love about the community here. It's got which it does have its ups and downs.
Every town
does, but we definitely are enjoying the impact of what we have looked for within our old town, and we are like embracing that more so what we wanted. We're like enamored by like it was what we needed, and we found it very quickly.
Just
here.
like feel better about like raising your kids here.
Yeah.
And it's just like more of the same, more of like confirmation just from like before we moved here, and just like hearing stuff that people have talked about that lived here and stuff, and just like, oh yeah, right. And then you see it and you're like, oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, because we did get a lot of flack about, Friendswood, and that's all the snotty people, all the snobby people, all the blah, blah, blah. And it's like, listen, Lake City had just as bad, or just as much, or just, and it is. I mean, you're going to have the high and low everywhere. But what we've been able to experience as far as like family dynamics and community of like friendship and family, and just like faith filled like Christianity, and just being able to see people like being open about like Bible studies here and there. Never saw that. We lived in Lake City for 20 years. It was very, very rare that you ever came across someone just doing that openly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that just is, once again, it's being in a smaller town. It's very, you're more likely to run into that. But once again, even in our little bubble area, you never ran into that ever.
Yeah. And then the Quints have been doing very well in school, and just like adjusting, and
they just got their
we've talked about this in the past on like past podcasts and stuff, and just like struggles, and because we have premature kids, and like some of them like have different like learning struggles, or in Hazel with the stuff with her eyes and stuff, like she has like special, like they have special programs and stuff within the school to like help facilitate and give them concessions and stuff to make their learning experience better. And so we had like a parent conference at the beginning of the school year to kind of go over the programs that they were on at their past school versus like what and then assess like the programs and stuff they were doing, and the benchmarks and everything. And the teachers that we met with, it gave us a lot of confidence that that
it's just
they're very well taken care of here.
Yeah, and it's a very different approach because it's very small, and the
school's dang near like half the size.
I'm very proud of where the girls came from, and what their district put together and what they were able to provide them, and what I would say that I was continuously vocal about, and like what they needed, and me being a mom of multiples, what was hard for me, and what I tell this to a lot of moms. The biggest thing that you can do for your kid who's struggling is to constantly be the voice of, my child is not receiving, they need more. What can we do differently? Meet with the principals, meet with the mom, like don't stop, because if you find that your child is coming home upset, or can't keep up, or can't, catch on, or is just constantly struggling, like you've got to stay on top of being the voice for them at the school, and, with the teachers, meeting with the assistant principals and the principals, because you have to keep up. Maybe they don't test to meet certain standards. That's not good enough. Like you have to keep saying like, they might hit that mark where they don't need assistance, but if they're 1 point above the mark and saying they don't qualify for assistance for something, that's not okay. Like they should still be able to require you as a mom, and even the teachers within the classroom should be saying like, but I can still see that they need some help with this, or offer like some help with that. And I had a voice constantly, like I was nagging and I was annoying, I'm sure, but so don't ever stop like pressing in for your kid if you see something is different, or like I kept saying like, man, I just see like she just doesn't do well with this. Something's off. Like I feel like she's constantly struggling. She just won't catch on. She won't catch on. Like, why is it that she doesn't understand this? And you just got to keep going. You got to keep fighting. And little did we know, like, discovering like dyslexia. Well, guess what? There's actually different levels and different forms of dyslexia. Guess what? I didn't even know that. I just thought you see letters backwards or you can't read. And that's not just what dyslexia is. And so, switching to this school district, they do things completely different in the dyslexia world. And because it's a smaller school, they're able to do like the one-on-one and doing things differently. And I like that. Yeah. And I've learned that different schools do it differently. Different districts are able to do things. And so if you are in that and your kid's not getting enough, try reaching out to different districts and ask, how do they do things in their programs and whatever? Because we have seen tremendous growth with our girls in their areas of struggle. And it's been great, but doesn't mean that they don't need the assistance. And I think that the goal would be that they do, get their tools and learn how to use their tools, which they are, but doesn't mean that they will not have to use them all the way through high school. But, we're constantly looking at options of like, what does next year look like? Because once you get to middle school, it's a game changer. This might be mind blowing, but it's because it's mind blowing to me that God's kind of put on my heart to about 6 months ago, even before this year started, which was another one of those things about like homeschooling the Quints for 6th grade and all just through middle school, which, guys, is what on earth? Are you serious, God? Like, how on earth am I going to do this? But it's something that I'm like kind of processing and praying about because, I can see it possibly being something that some of them might need, but not all of them. But would I do it for all of them? Or do we kind of push in within this new school district and try the new middle school? But so I don't know. It's wild. It's crazy. I don't want to do it, but I know God wouldn't really be putting it on my mind and heart if it wasn't something that he thinks we should try. So I just say pray for me because that is wild to even think about. That's wild.
Yeah. I mean, we from getting that little glimpse of it whenever we were doing through COVID. But that's very different because they're definitely more mature. They can read on their own. That was total chaos.
That's chaos. This is very different because middle school is definitely a different game of schooling, and they can sit down. But they definitely, like with their homework, will still need a lot of like help and assistance and stuff. So that would be, it's hard. It would definitely not just be like legit like homeschool. It would definitely be like some co-op type thing. But anyway, so that's a lot. There's a lot. That's a list of like update of, what's been going on with all like the things that have kind of transitioned over these last couple of months. I know a lot of you have been asking. And so we just thought, hey, it's a stressful, busy week and there's a lot happening and a lot changing once again. So that's what's happening.
Yeah. But I feel like
it never stops.
By the end of next week, we'll have something new, I'm sure. But I feel like there's just like the light at the end of the tunnel. Like once, like after the rain is over and like the busyness and the hecticness of just planning and preparing and everything for that's behind us. And then getting the house sold, getting everything kind of pulled out and staged and just where we want it.
And it's kind of like we want to feel
that's kind of the light at the end of the tunnel.
It's like I want to feel settled in this house, but I don't want to get too settled because I know like we will end up eventually moving again. So you're kind of in that like, how do you get settled? Like Adam and I still don't have furniture in our bedroom. Like we literally still have tubs, and I still have like, if you watched our like Instagram when I like put the hangers with the bags over the clothes to just transport them, which made it real easy. Like I still have those like laying in because there was like winter clothes. Like I don't need those. Yeah, like, they're still laying on the floor.
We'll need those in about a month, so we got a little bit of time. So it's just
like we still don't have furniture because I sold it because we really need furniture. But I'm like, I kind of like not having the TV in the bedroom right now. Anyway, but so it's like we want to feel settled and like chill, but not too much because we will eventually move again next year.
Yeah.
Just the crazy life of the Busbys, and just it's fun.
Yep. And then next year, it's still a little early to talk about like why we were in the car last week and like the meetings and stuff that we were having.
Oh my gosh, I totally forgot about that. That's so exciting,
I think,
guys.
and that's definitely going to be something that's going to carry through next year.
I think once we have our next couple meetings and conversations, we'll be able to share once we're like official, if we choose.
We've mentioned like what you've been doing, and even we mentioned it like in the drive, like talking about like writing these like books and stuff like that. But now we actually have like potentially have like a real
good deal,
legit publisher and stuff like that in the works, to really make it impactful. And we'll be able
I'm not saying we're doing it or not.
We'll be able to share that like fairly soon. We'll see.
Yeah.
And we just have like a lot of really cool ideas of what we can do around that and stuff like that, and get the kids involved a lot more, and really grow this to be something just be cool. Books. And I hate just talking about like we're just like dancing around this, and because it's super exciting, and it's going to be a really cool like legacy thing for our family.
Yeah, and I think that's why I kind of mentioned it in the meeting we had, was that my goal was to honestly have all this out by Thanksgiving and it be released for the holiday season. But I don't know, God just kept saying like, it's not time. And so I kind of just put a hold on it. And then this stuff kind of like dropped in our lap. And I just said, you know what, maybe this was why God was saying it's not time.
Yeah.
And we've stepped into this, and we're,
and then we had a really
them out and just kind of like taking our time and just processing it and having conversations and meetings and stuff. And it's been good so far. And
had a really cool conversation with a publisher and stuff. And they just threw out like a lot of like really cool ideas and saw around corners that obviously we're naive to, because we've never done this before.
But also a lot of growth potentials.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And things that we could really, which really, what I was seeing was that like that book and those books are not just a book. It's literally like to me, it was like, this is our family. This is a part of our family. And this is a legacy around this. And what I am envisioning around that is more than, which is honestly, it's kind of funny because that's this podcast too. And it's more than just that. And if we have these conversations and we move forward, it's something more than I had even pictured. Yeah. And, which is very beautiful and something that I think would be very good for the kids.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about it, and we'll have another meeting and stuff next week. And so lots of potential good things, and we will share when we can, but I'm really excited about it. And I not saying we will move forward, but
nothing's like set in stone yet, but
if it's meant to be,
it looks like it's heading into a good place that it's something like really cool that we could be super excited about. And so
anyways, we got to wrap it up.
Yep. So thank you guys for tuning in to episode 54.
Yeah, I said it right today in the beginning.
A More Than Reality podcast.
I feel like I deserve a hand hug.
That's the wrong side.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
All right.
Peace out.
We love you guys.